Hate when guys text you, did you take the plan B? No. I forgot.
She belongs to the street. Uh, yes. Yes. Welcome. Welcome again to another session, another stream, another conversation, another one of those things. Well, let's say it's just another one here on the Chaos Rain show. As I'm Chaos Rain here. And hold on. I'm just checking. So wait, did someone try to call me? Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, probably nothing point. Anyway, welcome to all people that will be watching in the present and be watching in the clouds or watch on the or catch the playback of this particular stream. If you're new to the Chaos Rain show, welcome always. And for those that will be future subscribers or who want to know how to subscribe or how this thing works, you know the deal. You hit that red button, the subscribe button, then you hit the top notification bell for the uploads, live streams here on the Chaos Rain show. You don't hit middle, lower, or any of the lower parts of the bell because that's no good. You don't get nothing from any of that. Where you want to know where the actions is, like always, is the top notification bell. Also, follow me on Twitter at Chaos Rain 7. You can also add me and follow me on Rumble as well. As you know, I'm trying to grow that platform over there, so don't be scared. That's in the about section, which I will post the links for those to follow me in the all other social medias. Let me see if I can find the links now. 1 second, people. 1 second. I'm trying to see. Okay. Let me see what's going on. I gotta I'm just looking through some things now, guys. As you know, I give people a few minutes before we get started. Oh, also, you can find most of also the recent parts of these shows also on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, as well on podcast side of things as well. That's on the about section. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. And what else? Oh yeah. Join the Discord service of the Chaos Rain Show. That's also in the about section on my YouTube channel. Most of all the links that you'll find to where to find me is in the about section on my YouTube channel mostly. Other ones that if I forgot to not add, I'll probably add eventually. Oh wow. I'm just looking at yeah, that's a lot of contradiction. I just now to see this. Interesting. Anyway, let me see what's going on here. I'm just checking just doing some quick checking before I begin. So I normally do this from time to time, make sure everything's sent out, because like always when you talk about certain subjects, rather good or bad or ugly, you always can't depend on the algorithm to make sure everything's sent out. So normally you have to look at this, examine this, and think critically. What's this? I was busy talking. All right, what is it? Oh, that's ridiculous. That is very much ridiculous. I'm gonna leave that alone, guys. I'm seeing some weird stuff right now. That don't make no damn sense. All right. Yeah. Okay. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just looking. I'm getting distracted. I probably will keep this up for a little bit. I'm gonna post it for a second. And one thing is interesting. The conversation has to be had because we gotta see the difference. And personally, Like always, I'm not pleased. But a lot of us, we live vicariously of these celebrities, and the celebrities give our total undivided attention at the end of the day. So actually, really truly, hmm, interesting. I was just looking at something. So let me see anything else that I'm missing. I'm just checking last things. I'm gonna get my perspective to what is common and current right now, and I think I got everything. I don't think I'm missing nothing. Let me see. Nope, that's it. Okay, so we can get started. We're already 12 minutes into this, so no further ado. Let me check my monitor. I'm gonna be switching back and forth. See what's going on. All right, let me switch this. All right, let me switch this. I gotta see what I'm doing. All right. Where is my All right, good. All right, that's perfect. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete this. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna delete that. All right. Did I forget anything? Nope. I think I did. Forget. Yeah. Nope. Okay. Today's subject: celebrities overall. What can be learned? And what I mean, what can be learned? As you know, there is a premise, a growing, rising premise that a lot of people are focusing too much and mimicking and complaining about how celebrities live their life and not doing much living themselves. That's one case scenario, but it's something much deeper. As you know from the two thumbnails you see above, or in the, you see Rihanna, ASAP Rocky, and you see the one on the left, Marcus Houston, and the one, I forgot her name, the young chick that's 20 or different from Marcus. That's the focus of today's stream. And we're going to know why we focus on these two particular. Switch account. And one thing I want to go and bring to attention is the recent post by the one they call Marcus Houston. Oh, before I continue, as you know, Rihanna, today is her birthday. Today she turned 35 years of age, born 1988. So she's now middle aged now, or what they consider milk now. She is at the milk age now. So for all you dudes that like to, bang out milks, Rihanna's, she's at that age now where, for all you young cats, because cats nowadays, they always dream and fantasize having intercourse with older women. For some reason, I don't know why. Anywho, let me pull up Marcus Houston. Marcus Houston. Latest news. And really, truly. Oh, that's wrong. Matter of fact, let me find the article because I got to share it on my end. I thought I had it. One moment, people. I gotta look for it now. I swear I did had it. Let me find it, guys. Give me 1 second. Where the hell is? Oh God, are you serious? Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta pull it up now because now I cannot find it. Marcus Houston. Houston singer. Let's see if it pulls. All right, there we go. I found it. And as you know, he's on also doing still little short-term movies, mostly on TubeBuddy. And I'm trying to find the latest because there's a lot of talk lately. All right. Latest tweets. All right, I'm trying to find it, guys, because it was here earlier. I don't know what happened. I'll say latest news. See what pulls up. Now, there's a lot of things going around here as I'm looking. Ahmad Makai Malaya Dickley scandal. It's a lot of scandals. Ooh. RB Marcus Houston has taken internet over stolen another 22 million. Pursued. Okay. I'm gonna scan through this. I'm not gonna share this because this look like. Well, actually, this is the 20th. There's a fact check. Is Omarion and Marcus Houston related? Brother claims explore Maya Dickey's scandal. And let me see what they're saying here. And I will read here. But then I know they're not related, though. I don't know why they're saying these two are related. Now, I'm just going to scan through this before I pull it up. Yeah, screw it. All right, we'll look at this one right here. And this one is by some fact check. And we could look at this and examine it. So I'm going to share screen. Might as well. And if y'all watching, please say something in the chat room because sometimes I'm not sure if the audio quiet. Let's take a look at this. And then we're going to look at some other things. Because one thing, this has been floating around lately. I'm not sure why. All right. This is by Pops Fact Check. Amaya and Marcus Houston related brothers claim explored by Amaya Dickey scandal. This was present today. And so a lot of things going on here. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me do this better, guys, because I don't like these ads. These ads are a nuisance. So let me pull it up and use another search engine. Because normally when you get these weird ads, they kind of mess up and distort the message. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to post it here. And this should get rid of that. All right, good. The ad's gone. So let me share it here. And let me go back here. All right. So let me let's look at this. And forgive me, guys. You know how it is with technology. It can slow down a lot of things, but we get through it still. All right, we'll look at fact check and we'll work our way down. And it shows you the talking about this post today. R&B singer Marcus Houston has taken over the internet ever since his marriage to 22-year-old Maya Dickey came to light. The former personal life currently remains a topic of debate, who many wonder whether follower singer Omarion is half brother. However, the viral claim is not true, but duels are not related by any means. Now, I'm going to skip through this because it's not the point. Usually, the purpose of today's stream, the premise is, the focus of this ongoing thing that he's defending him marrying a girl or a young woman that is old enough to be his daughter, which really, truly, he has a daughter, which I did not know. Marcus had a daughter before, dealing with this young chippy. Marcus Houston is a popular R&B singer who gained stardom between the 90s and the mid-2000s. He was best known for being part of the group Immature, which went on to becoming IMX, has appeared in the Sister sitcom where he played the role of Roger Evans, also helped him garner fame. Mostly recently, his life behind the camera has helped him remain relevant. Many assume that Omarion and Marcus Houston were half brothers. This comes from the fact that IMX and Omarion music group BK or B2K were both managed by Chris Stokes. Houston is also the cousin of B2K J Bug, which also led to speculation increasing. In 2018, the tweets by what they call it, Dane Wanting, I think that's right, Daniquing, where the duo were seen together, also garnering immense traction online. The post debunks the claims of their pair between related. And that's the picture of them. They're not half brothers. We all know that. Let's keep going now. All right. And I'm trying to go through this slowly. But we don't really care about that. We want to know about the relationship between him and his wife. Now, this is the drama surrounding, and I found it here. So let me do this. I'm going to do this. All right. All right. Drama surrounding Marcus Houston's marriage explored recently on images of Marcus Houston along with his young wife, Maya Dickey, made the rounds across social media platforms. Many were quick to raise eyebrows over the age difference between the two. In the image caption, Houston's age was marked as 40 and his wife's age was said to be 22, which really they were born 20-year difference because she was born, I believe, 2001, I believe. And he was born 1981, roughly. The tweets also read that the couple were together for 10 years. Let's read that again. The tweets also read that the couple were together for 10 years. This would mean that they were allegedly together since his wife was just 12 while Houston was an adult. Now, let's stop right there. Now, mind you, I'm not sure why Marcus and like most celebrities, they don't sue these people that's putting these allegations out here. That's pretty offensive, in my opinion. Now, can I say it's verified true? I can't say that. But I will tell you one thing, because I know another female content creator, which I can't name because she's now trying to move along with her YouTube career like everything else. And she did cover this extensively on this young lady, Maya Dickey. And it's proven evident from her own research that you could probably find throughout YouTube, if possible, if you type it up, was Maya Dickey's actually found. Her name still is registered to the lost and found, meaning the missing girl. Or actually, her actual name, if I'm alleged right, her actual name, she's still missing. But like I said, that was like roughly when she was missing, over a decade ago. And like I said, one of my good friends that did content over this over 2.5 years ago, if I remember, she did a little investigation, and her investigation is proof evident that it should be looked at. But like I said, if you want to know more about this, you could just Google it on YouTube and find, has my something been found, and there should be a couple hits. I can't tell you who she is because, like I said, she's moving forward with her YouTube career, and she's trying, grow her channel and is trying to get out of this so-called circus. I'll leave it at that. All right, let's move on. And it's made the rounds across social media platforms. Many were quick to raise eyebrows over the difference. And like I said, I read before, he might have met her at 12. That's what it said. And there's, a picture of him and his wife and his daughter, which you guys look person. Y'all can see for yourself. And people say the math ain't right. Now, I'm not sure what if this is a tweet that Marcus put on his own social media. And if he did, he better write that, because now people are already speculating that you married this woman at age 18, which is considered legal. But for you to put that information out there that you've been married for now 3 years and you and her been together for 10 years, we got to keep in mind she was born in 2000 or 2001, and you were born in the 80s. So if you've been knowing this lady or this young woman now for the past 10 years before marrying her in 2020, our math would bear witness to that. I just got to say, it would bear witness that at 2210, that means she will be 12 years old. So if people are saying what they're saying about you, my dude, they will not be lying if this is actual fact, you post that on your own social media. And I tell you about the digital social footprint. You can't just post things like that. You gotta be smart at it. You have to be smart at it, because now people are going to speculate that you when people say what you are or what you are, they're in the rights to say that. They're definitely in the right to say that. And I'm not going to judge people. And to me, it really is illegal. But when I think about his religious affiliation, the Jehovah's Witness, we all know the craziness of Jehovah's Witnesses personally. I mean, I'm not sure anybody has any relatives that follow Jehovah's Witness, but it's one of them same strict religions that been around since 1920, 1912 or something. Jehovah's Witness as an organization affiliate has not been around a long time. They've only been around for over a century now. Y'all gotta do your fact checks about Jehovah's Witness. Anyway, let's keep going. And let me see. All right, so let me share this. Also, I forgot. Also, I didn't write this. Make sure likes are free. All right. Houston garners endless backlash after the tweets went viral. Many accuse him of being a groomer. Now, they're right in saying that you're a groomer, because look what you're doing right now. And let's be honest. I know one particular content creator, and I'm going to be babbling from it, so bear with me, guys. One content creator find that it's pretty cool that, she is groomed to marry a millionaire. She has no problem with it. But most people say in our community in general, they will not go by with this and say this is a cool thing and will let this rock. And the reason why, because age gapping amongst Black folks to whoever's age gapping is taboo overall. Now, the key factor is that if you're going to be age gapping, it should not go beyond 12, 13, hell, not even over 15 years. Usually, the nice sweet spot is maybe a decade will be maybe acceptable. And usually it changed, interchanged constantly, depending on the era and the times we're in. When it comes to age gapping amongst Black folks, everybody else that age gaps, or if they ever age gap, they don't have these conversations. But when it comes to Negroes, it's always an issue. And most of the time when people talk about age gap, people point fingers, say, well, she age gap between her mate, why I can't do it too? Or she complained that he's age gap between her, why I can't do it too. It becomes nonsense at the end of the day, personally. If me, I would tell you, you better off dating in your same age bracket, personally. But like I said, people are grown adults. They're going to do what they're going to do. And they're going to say, F your feelings. All right. Meanwhile, claims of Dickie being a massive girl named Maya Joannata Pinckney was also gone viral on social media. The National Database for Missing Teenagers revealed that later was declared missing in Oregon in 2016. Oh, I thought it was longer than that. Oh, damn, 2016? Oh, yeah, I don't know where they get this from. But it's her actual name is Mayan Awante Joanna Pinckney. That's almost 7 years ago. Not much personal information about Dickie is available online, and for good reason that you're not gonna find it unless you have some good investigation. And but like I said, in the music industries, they groom a lot of people. Hell, you see they groom a lot of these singers that are teenagers, and they happily compensate them depending how much they are loyal and they have served them. Nonetheless, I mean, she was groomed, unfortunately. Not much personal information about Dickie is available online. Marcus Houston and Maya Dickie tied the knot on August of 2020 when Houston was 39 and Dickie was 19. In 2021, they went on their family, and they grew their family by welcoming their daughter Zara. And I think that's it for this. Let's play the audio of this and see what they have to say about this. So let me switch again. All right, we're going to play the audio. Let me see the audio will even play. Let's do a test.
So I got a crazy news story for you guys today. There's this man out there named Marquise Houston, who's famous for playing the role of Roger on the 90s sitcom Sister Sister.
Hi, Tamara. I just wanted to tell you that I saw you in school today, and you look really, really radiant.
This guy actually did decently after this show, continuing on.
Now, mind you, before doing the show, he was part of the group Immature. Him and Fetty Wap, and I forgot the other singer. Well, let's continue.
On to pursue a successful R&B career throughout the early 2000s. I love Sister Sister back in the day though. Tia and Tamara, goated. Ray and Lisa, goated. I used to like Roger too back when he was dancing around performing at the talent show.
Ridiculous. Anyway.
But these days it seems like Roger, aka Marquise Houston, if we're talking about his government, is nothing more than a possibly Woody Allen-inspired creeper. In 2020, Marquise is a 39-year-old man who's been through a lot of ups and downs throughout his career. This news recently surfaced about him marrying an 18-year-old girl named Maya Dickie back in 2019, and people...
Well, they got engaged in 2019, actually, and they got married the next year, unfortunately. And it's funny. The guy who made this, he's kind of funny though. He got all the images, the avatars, the side eyes, and rightfully so. There's some grooming going on. Let's continue. There's.
People immediately began to get suspicious, and you know how the people of the internet are. They work faster than the FBI themselves, and they grew
They work too fast. If I do say so myself.
Suspicious not only because marrying someone 20 years younger than you who can't even buy alcohol is a little bit dicey and kind of a red flag, but also because people discovered that he met his now legal-aged wife when she was only 13, making him 33 at the time. To make
I swear, man, if I do videos like this, I probably have a large channel. I swear. If y'all see the emojis, the expression, let me continue. Various reasons.
matters worse, he met her because she was the daughter of one of his friend's friends. That's when he first got his creepy little eye on her. Is it not unsettling to anyone else that this man literally saw her grow up and he was just waiting for his moment to pounce, like some type of horny lion? He saw her in those footy pajamas and now he's looking at her like this. What a sick fuck. This story takes him even crazy.
Oh, God. All right, fair you. Listen. And mind you, I respect and like black people. Black men, I tell you, man, as much time these women have their cake and eat it too, I mean, you're not gonna eat your cake and have it too. I'm sorry, not in this Western Hemisphere. I'm sorry. But anyway, fair use.
Your turn when people discovered that Maya Houston, real name Mayana Juanita Dickey, was on the missing persons list since she was 15 years old, and she didn't pop back up until she conveniently turns 18 in 2018. Before that, it's like she didn't even exist for those 3 years, completely off the radar until her first post with, of course, Marquise. Actually, everything on her page up until now is about him. And of course, this has led to speculation that Marquise was hiding this young girl from the public, having a secret romantic relationship with her while he waited for the whole affair to be legal. This would be only 2 years after he met her at the age of 13. And even if this is some...
Well, you gotta understand that the nature of Hollywood, though, and the music industries, they gotta groom these boys, and the best way to groom it is, pegging. And funny, I don't want to laugh to this. I gotta be serious here. That a lot of your child stars that have mental illness is the reason why this is because that they're being groomed when they're young, very young. And the best way grooming, future child artists, entertainers, you gotta, do some sick acts. Hell, you can hear from previous child actors that used to be a part of Disney. You hear the stories from what's his name? Gary Olson, I think his name is. That how he talking about how he was taking his innocence, was taking advantage when he was just young. I mean, we hear too many stories from them that's coming out and revealing what really happened to him. It's not something that's hidden. And for rightfully so, it should not be hidden because we have sick people out here. They take any opportunity to exploit these young people for profit and gain. And that is one of the best ways, the only ways to really make the most money. Matter of fact, I had a conversation with Paco about this in regards to TLC. Because they were teenagers when they start coming more to the scenes in the music genre in regards how their managers and how much they used to make a year with their little record sales. After the record companies make their money, they were making $50K a year. But they never really go into detail, and I mean detail literally, in regards that most music artists, this applies to Marcus Houston when he used to be part of Immature or B2K with what's his name? Omarion. They make their money. Matter of fact, they make the bulk of their money personally through the tours. The tours are the ones that make their money. That's what they live off. If you recall, if anybody remember, when the pandemic happened, a lot of people couldn't go out and make no money out there on tours. physically because everyone was locked down. But now because we live in more in a digitalization is starting to go rampant in the opposites of the advent of virtual reality, which is going to probably be the wave and actual future of things. That's going to alleviate most artists that make their money. If they can't make the money on the road, they can make it in the virtual realm. More to come. Let's continue with this audio. Thanks.
How not the truth? They got engaged only 11 days after her 18th birthday, which is proof enough for me that this.
Oh damn, that's it. God damn, this dude didn't wait a minute. He said he waited after the clock strike 12. This said, I'm going to, here you go, my sweet. Give her a ring. And she said, yes. Ain't that something? So I'm not sure, to be honest, if this guy was really, well, let's be honest. The evidence was pretty much there because why the hell you wait until after 18th birthday 11 days later? That tells me you already intend to marry this woman, but because of the grounds and the illegal ramifications and the age of consent and all this stuff, which most adults nowadays don't give a crap about age consent. The younger the better, especially here in the West. Matter of fact, I think that's what they prefer, most likely. And it's just the sad, but it's the honest truth. Anyway, let's keep going. Various.
I was, at the very least, straight up creeping. I'm not saying he for sure stored her away for 3 years, but this is straight up grooming activity. Look, if the middle school gym teacher got engaged to the girl who just graduated high school that was in his class back in the day, everybody would say,
oh, and one other thing, this is not like something that's new. If you married the one pastor married the 18-year-old that he's been, been around her life since she was young, the minute she turned 18, the pastor did the same thing. He went out his way and said, I'm going to put a ring on it. So when they talk about this thing about grooming, that is an actual reality. Men like, Mr. Houston or any other person that takes the opportunity to really wait, to really, and then jump in on, securing the lady, in other words, then they're going to do so, and they will do it in a heartbeat. So keep that in mind. Let's keep going. Various.
Hey, what the fuck? So what's really the difference? What makes these older people want to go after these underage children and teens is just beyond me. These are sick fucks who need to be sent far, far away. It also came out that his alleged friend who introduced these two to each other, Chris Strokes, has also had allegations pressed against him from people he assaulted while on tour with Marquise. Even just the name Chris Strokes sounds disgusting. I'm telling you guys.
Well, he be stroking. I be stroking. I be stroking. He's stroking. That's why his last name is Chris Strokes. He be stroking them boys. Pure long and fairies.
Crazy that these people are getting outed as pedos. The Hollywood industry is literally on fire, and there's just so much to navigate out here in the Matrix. I can't even imagine having a child in the picture right now, just because things are so controversial. Nothing is normal, it may never be normal again, and to have to cope with that even as an individual can be hard at times. Having to help a kid do that too is crazy. I can't imagine the questions that kids have these days. And I also just can't believe the once lovable neighbor was now cradle robbing the house next door. It's really not surprising though, a person like this never really grows up because their childhood was not normal. Even as he...
And then that's what's grow up, because the whole premise of getting them fresh and early is not only to make a bag, but to also take advantage of them in all aspects psychologically and physically. Remember, the whole premise of majority of or some portion of predators out here, especially in the West, is they like to pounce on the weak and the feeble mind overall. That's why if your parents, especially if your fathers, we all know you have to be even more disciplined and strict to really protecting your sons and daughters from any of these weirdos out here. More, and you got to be somewhat involved. You cannot you know, take a day off or take breaks, not being evolved enough amongst each other. Okay, good. That's good. Good seeing you, bro. Hey, if you want me, matter of fact, I will soon drop the link. Matter of fact, I'll drop the link now. Since I see you in the chat room, I'll drop the link. Invite. Open. All right. Those that want to come in. All right, so let me keep playing. Fair use and effect.
Into his 20s
And it's almost done, guys.
and 30s, I'm sure he was surrounded by underage girls all the time for being an R&B star and kind of being seen as a symbol. That's one thing I've noticed is people have a harder time canceling these R&B guys. I'm telling you, there's quite a few R. Kellys running around doing weirdo shit. Drake texts underage girls, stay woke. Maybe we'll see him performing at the jailhouse next. Do you love me? Do you love me? Fuck no, Roger. Go home, bitch.
Oh God. Oh, that was so bad. I don't know, man. That was bad. Anyway. Yeah. But that's all for that part. I'm so screenshot. Let me see. Let me stop. Oh, I see, bro. All right, I'm gonna let you up now, Amiri. Let me if I do it now. Okay, you get me, Amiri? Yeah, so that's it, guys. For that part of the session,
yeah, you can hear me, Cass?
I can hear you good. Hear you wonderful.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm not sure how far you listen into. I just played that audio because I didn't really want to play it, but I just play it anyway after reading a little short gossip blog on this one. But if he did post it on the social media, which I heard he did, and I probably double check if it still exists or it's still there, which I doubt it. That say, bro, you married for 3 years and you post that stupidness. People gonna think now and really conclude that you were a predator and you did groom this. You knew this woman for what 10 years? She's 22.
But how accurate is that? How accurate is?
I don't know how accurate is that. That's
yeah. So that's the thing. You gotta be careful because people will take an image and put some shit on it and people will respond and react to it. I don't know how. That's why I didn't react to it. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not averse to women getting married that early if that's what those women want to do.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? Like even if it's a man of of old age, do I think it's the what I recommended? No, but if a woman feel like she want to make that decision, if a girl feel like she want to make the decision at 18, let me tell you, you ain't gonna be able to stop them. You see what I'm saying? Right. You just not. And the fact is it ain't like she's gonna then go on to live some life of celibacy. She's gonna be sexually active. So this whole thing with calling men pedos and stuff, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. It's nothing I would do. Like I would prefer to date. Like if I was dating, like that's just too young. That's a child to me. But who am I to put my views on men and women? You see what I'm saying? In terms of that, I wouldn't recommend it, but that's just something that happens. You see what I'm saying? Now, all of this whole thing about grooming up for 10 years, people will put anything on social media to try and get views and have a viral meme or something. You see what I'm saying? Niggas be saying anything. I don't know, because I saw that too, but I was like, I don't really know if that's true. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't respond to it. So
one thing, I try to find the actual piece that he did, or somebody he did, try to give some pushback to that, because somebody was putting it out there, and I'm at the point now, bro, that regardless if Marcus did put it or not, my thing is this, that people should be mindful and careful, because like I said, she's legal age. Not like I said, I'm not advocating, too much of a gap depending. But if that's the decision, that's her decision. Is when people put things like that and they put in terms like that, like they did, it's like you way out of line, personally, and
right.
See, problem why people will do crazy stuff like that because there's no consequence when they open or put things on their goddamn mouths. You get me?
Right.
That's why people feel so comfortable to say that to him or anybody that does that. You get me? Just like with the pastor, right? If you remember months ago, a pastor got married to one of his church members, was a young girl that he'd been around since she was like young. And one minute she turned 18 out, he's like right there want to get on one knee and marry her. And he did marry her. You get me? And I say it's out there. I'm not saying it don't exist, but I tell people many times they have to be very careful saying these type of terms. You get me? Because if it's unfortunately in America, we have rules and laws, and there's age where it's say, are you adult or not? So I just want to give my perspective over this. You know what I'm saying? And who I see here? Darling Ebony, good evening. Oh, how you doing, Miss Ebony? Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, darling Ebony in here?
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I had to really give my take on it because it personally, you know, a man, he's going to have to probably do some different because now people just getting too much out of line with this. You know what I'm saying? Talking about say he's this and that, and really true. Yeah, you're gonna have to say something because now, especially as black men, you don't want that. You get me?
Yeah, say something about what?
Like the time I say he's a pedo, he's a groomer, and all that stuff. You don't want
Yeah.
that. You don't
Well,
want
I
that.
mean,
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I that's what I'm saying. I don't. I mean, if now, if of course, if that is the case, then yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, I don't know if those claims have been substantiated. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, people to say anything on social media just to get it to go viral. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if that is the case, then hell yeah, like that's to me.
Oh, all right. His internet went down. Hold on. One sec, guys. One sec. He'll come back. I'm not sure his thing jumped down. I don't know why he dropped down. Let me read this. The issue with the pastor was he was likely having sexual intercourse relationships with her before she was 18. Oh, I did not know that. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. Darling, you know that these pastors have been doing some funny things, man. This is nothing new, man. We hear too many stories of these pastors getting at all the church women, like literally taking advantage of the church woman. Anyway, there was a lot of evidence pointing that he was messing with her before she was 18. Okay. And wasn't he her godfather? Yes, he was. He was the godfather. I'm not. I remember. As a matter of fact, she did a live stream on her IG or some other social media defending it. You know, but like I said, when you get them young and you put a certain thought in their head and you groom them, as what they call it, the possibility is you got them in control mentally before anything else. You gotta get the mind first. Then once you get the mind, darling Ebony, the body has to follow. And like always, please guys, like the stream. I know y'all just jumping in now. Please hit the like button, please hit the like button. Likes are free. So overall, the outcome of this is, he's going to have to keep defending it because, a lot of people are going to be saying some things like this. And I'm looking at Marcus Houston has an ex-wife. This is new to me. Let me see what this is about. And there's more articles. There's a speak.com on this. I'm just looking at all these little weird articles. Let me see if I can find another article that's related talking about this. Okay. And I'm trying to see there's another article out here. You see, the problem is I had it earlier, and I don't know what I did with it. And I couldn't find it since, people. Don't blame me. I know I should have sent it to myself, but I wasn't thinking at the time. But next time I'll live and learn. So yeah. All right. Well, I don't see nothing else related to this. Let me try another search engine. And it goes even more further. And there's another one called Oops. And there's a lot of blogs lately, guys, that covers more and talks more about this. It's a lot of this stuff. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna move forward. Now I'm gonna give my take on the Rihanna situation. Oh, you back? Oh wait. Sorry, man. I saw you now. I was just looking at
Yeah, because I was trying to schedule my show for tomorrow morning. So I forgot that when I'm on my phone, I can't even at the studio. This is gonna drop me. So okay. So he was a Godfather. Like I said, I don't know. You're like y'all know I don't be following celebrities and stuff like that. So I don't be knowing. Like I was saying.
No. He's talking about the pastor, not Marion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Because Marcus is part of the Jehovah's Witness faith. They do things a little weird over there. So
Yeah, following that bullshit, white European dumb shit religion, man. Religion has ruined niggas.
Yeah,
real talk. Religion has been the death knell in niggas. You know what I'm saying? All of them, like it ain't just that's when it's the Christian. It ain't just Christianity. It's Islam too. That was a slave religion, fucking too. They use that to enslave your monkey ass too. Like niggas sitting up here praising Mansa Musa. The richest black man was Mansa Musa was an imperialist slave. Okay, he made his money from slaving. But got such a problem when it's the white man doing it. That's why I was laughing at Kyrie Irving. He's sitting up there all indignant, thinking he woke with that hoodie on with Mansa Musa on the front, and like you talking about these curses from the end. Well, okay, well if you're coming from that Israelite perspective, that shit that you're talking about is a representation of those curses. But that's who you got. Like these niggas confused, man. They confused.
They don't read, bro. And think about it. Islam. Black people were enslaved for Islam for 1,000 years before the Europeans.
Yeah, the Arabian Sea slave trade. Yeah, and that shit. I'm gonna tell you, that shit was just as brutal, if not more than brutal. All like these religions get pushed through the sword, man. Period. Yeah. Islam and Christianity, man. You got pushed through the sword. And if you want to come from the Judeo-Hebraic thing, that got pushed from with the sword too. You know what I'm saying? And these are just justifications that groups of people come up with to justify and excuse their inhumanity against humanity. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is, man. Like if religion was gonna save niggas, it would have did it a long time ago. But I'm telling you, man, listen, bro. And I ain't trying to take over your show or nothing, but listen, if I'm really beginning to question the IQ level of black people. I'm really beginning to think that there's some truth to this whole shit about the bell curve and the hierarchy of intelligence and shit. I really am.
Yeah.
Because it's just like we don't learn, man. We do the same shit over and over again, man. We do the same thing over and over again. We do, and we're hyper emotional.
Yeah.
We're anti-intellectual. We're anti-thinking. It's sad, man. It's sad. If religion was gonna save us, it would have saved us 1,000 years ago. Now, even if you want to look at, and I'm not coming against it. Like that's why I try to be respectful of people's religious views, because I understand how that's a deep thing for people. So I try and be respectful. But and listen, I remember that time I was having that debate with on Information Man channel with some guy for Muhammad. He up there sounding like Farrakhan. That's why I tell you, we do the same thing over and over again. He up there sounding like Farrakhan and shit. And Malcolm X, that old shit, that ain't gonna work, man. And he was talking about God, and I just told him, I said, listen, I do not invoke God when I'm having important discussions of this magnitude, when logic, intellect, and reason should be at the forefront of these types of discussions.
I agree.
I don't invoke God. This isn't a religious thing. This is about strategy, tactics, and problem solving. You see what I'm saying? And God is not some skeleton key to solve our problems. I know we want to believe that. That's pie in the sky. It would be nice, but that's just not the world we live in. I have to be practical. You see, and this is a constant thing that we see when it comes to black people. For whatever reason, we we are easily duped by religion, and not just religion, any type of fantasy or fallacy that tickles our need for some type of emotional connection. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's wrong-headed, whether it's antithetical to group cohesion and collective action and planning. Like that's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really starting to question if maybe there is some truth to some of the stuff that white people say in terms of our ability to use intelligence and intellect. I'm serious, man. Yeah. I'm serious. Let me tell you, like I just got a phone call with this a brother of mine, a young man. He's about 26, and I'm getting him a job. Okay. And so I talked to the supervisor today, and the supervisor was telling me, they're gonna rock with him on, they're gonna rock with him. But he was also saying, he said, well, can you go in and talk to my supervisor, because my supervisor was kind of hesitant because he just was hesitant about the guy, and I already knew what he was saying, and I'm like, well, that lets me know that it was something in his presentation and in his body language that was putting the people off from just going ahead and saying, yes, we want to hire you. And so I was just talking to him, and I was telling him, look, man, when you go to a job and you as hungry as you say you are, you got to go to that job like you ready to work right then and there. You see, you don't go to this interview dressed like you about to have a fucking rap video with Lil Durk. You see what I'm saying? You're up in there looking like you're about to bust a hot 16 and roll a blunt. I already know. You know what I'm saying? Your lips, you're the complexion of Chris Brown, but your lips black as hell. So these people ain't stupid. You think these people don't know you smoking weed like a chimney? So they know you smoking weed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you're up in there. You're up in there. You got on your little tennis shoes and jeans, with your little skinny jeans and shit probably hanging down. You know what I'm saying? You got your hands in your pocket. When you're sitting there talking to people, you're not projecting your voice. You're not answering confidently. You got your head down. You're probably moving your head around, not looking these people in the face or an eye. You're probably slouched. Yeah. So you got poor posture. Mm-hmm. Then, like I said, like I told him, listen, if that would have been me, I would have went there with some jeans on, some work boots, a shirt, a jacket, because it's cold storage. So I would have went there with a jacket. I would have purposely had some work gloves hanging out my back pocket, like I'm ready to work. When you go to that interview for a job, you go to that interview dressed like if those people ask you, can you start right now? You can start right then. That's how you go dress to that interview, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Then like I told him, I can imagine you probably was sitting there walking all, just moseying on down because they gave him a tour of the warehouse and stuff like that. So you probably moseying around with your hand in your pocket like you at the mall. No, yeah. when you at work, you got to walk with a purpose. You walk through there like you have a purpose. That's how you got to. Exactly. That's how you got to walk. I know the people probably asking, well, do you have any questions? No, I ain't got no. Make up some questions. You want these people to know you engaged. And so that's what the people looking at. So now I got to go in there and talk to this man supervisor to make sure you get the job. And I'm just thinking, this. Because you're 25. Okay. You see what I'm saying? You're 25. So we don't even know how to get hired. And I'm going to tell you, this is why black people don't make good entrepreneurs, because we thinking I'm a boss, I could do what I want. Listen, there's no such thing as being your own boss. Whoever you're counting on to purchase your goods and your service, that's your fucking boss. Fact. So it's just like whatever I'm going to do. I remember a few years ago when I wanted to start this moving company, and I had got that first job, and I talked about this with my same homeboy. And I remember I was like, I said, I'm gonna go ahead. So this is the first gig we got. So I had got some shirts made. You know what I'm saying? With the name of the moving company I started. He didn't want to put the fucking shirt on because this is how we think. But that says a lot of that. Like if we go there looking professional, then that's going to carry itself. See, we don't understand how to do business.
Yes.
We don't understand it. We think we do, but we don't. And if you're not a good employee, you're not going to be a good entrepreneur. You're not. You see what I'm saying? Whatever you're going to do, whatever you feel like your business is, you got to go there looking the part. You got to go there looking the part, man. See what I'm saying? We understand it when it comes to flamming and race hustling and all this bullshit we be on. But like if I'm going to sell my good or my service, whatever I'm presenting as my good or my service, I have to go there looking the part. Period. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, I'm like, man, come on, man. Y'all got to get it together. Like listening to these old ass. I'm telling you, keep listening to these old ass niggas, man. They ain't got nothing for you and they ain't trying to have nothing for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to have nothing for you. Like, you know, but I'd be like, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? You do what you want to do, chief.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? What do I know? I don't know nothing.
But like I said, Mary, most people when they try and look for employment anyway, you have to put your best foot forward regardless. Either if you might not guarantee something, but at least you tried. And I think most leaders, they feel just showing up anyway, anywho, someone's going to take it. And for God's sake, you're around business people, important people. You are a reflection. And I think enough young dudes don't see that you are a reflection when you go out there in the world. You get me? So you want to be presentable, act like you got some sense walking into important buildings. You get me? No one see how to be less than yourself, but be, you know, relaxed. Like you carry yourself in front of other important people, respectful people. But it tells you a lot of them don't have no home training. So how the hell you gonna look for a job and your home training is trash? Because I want to teach you now, you have to learn that off the fly. You get me? And it's sad, you know. It's sad, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
sorry ass niggas. Oh, sorry ass goddamn niggas. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what's good? Deidre. The link's in the chat room. If you want to come up, you can come up, Deidre. What's good? I see. And now, in regards to my views, and you know, at times I was not gonna talk about, but I just tied in with the Marcus Houston and now with the ASAP and Rihanna. Now, if people are not familiar with ASAP Rocky, and I covered this last year, I think, or before I knew he got pregnant, he knocked up Rihanna, that he doesn't have really a clean checker pass, if people don't understand. You know, this man almost did some time in prison.
He just got arrested not too long ago for shooting somebody for attempted murder. Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at that. I ain't gonna look at that right now. On time. Yeah, we're gonna look at that later. Yeah. He just got out some trouble. You know, but you know what it is, the women be liking them old thug niggas. You know what I'm saying? They be. I mean, that's why I say that like we just can't sit here and pretend like, you know, there isn't any truth to some of the stuff these dudes be saying. You know, that's the thing. But my thing is that's not something that's unique to black women. That's always. Stop. Hold on, Mary. Hold on. Make sure that's my internet. I think you're breaking up. Repeat that, Mary.
Well, what was I saying? I don't even remember. I don't even know what I was saying. What was I saying?
No. You were saying last minute or two. Okay, sorry, break up.
Shit. No, I said, I'm trying to think, man. I said, man, what did I say? Shit.
How the women like this type of Negroes and something you were saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, they be, you know, they be liking. I said, yeah, that's what I said. I said, yeah, there is some truth to some of the stuff these dudes be saying. That's why I don't just dismiss everything, because you do have that, you know, that phenomenon where these women be liking these old thug niggas and shit, you know. But my thing is that's not something that's unique to black women. You know, that's not like, let's be real, man. Like, gangsters run the world. You see what I'm saying? Like they like that's what I'm saying about these dudes. They so stupid. You know, like they be like Pookie and Ray Ray, you know, good black men. You think decent men run the world, nigga? That's what you think? They stupid, man. That's what I be saying. And really, what it is like they're not. They aren't decent men. They're decent by comparison. You know what I'm saying? But what it is a lot of them are just squares. Like they just, you know, they just square. They just a square dude. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. But like a lot of these women don't like that. Like this, women don't like weak men.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I see a lot of men think that they're good men because they're weak or they're passive or they you know they're socially awkward. You see what I'm saying? Like that's why I said these are nothing but false constructions of black masculinity. Because it's like it ain't like if a black woman see a doctor, she ain't gonna want to be interested in that. She ain't gonna be interested in that. That's not what they talk. That's bullshit. You see what I'm saying? You got a lot of these dudes, man. They sitting here lying because they just ain't got no je ne sais quoi. They not likable. Yeah. Period. They just not likable. You know what I'm saying? They just don't be likable, man. They be old lame dudes, you know what I'm saying? And let's be real, a lot of them niggas in the manosphere look like who did it and why, you know what I'm saying? So, of like, and see, the thing is, what is this? The thing is, you know, they wanna hide the fact that they're just not attractive. Some of these guys just ain't attractive. Unfortunate face ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? And so they'll use that as a cover. You know, that whole thing of they like Pookie and Ray Ray. So you telling me like if you go look up who Pookie is, so you telling me they like Chris Rock from New Jack City. Oh man, these dudes, man, they lame. That's why I tell you, I don't jam with. I'm concerned. I don't jam with these dudes because I know what it is. They a lot of them just nigga, you ugly. Like you're not an attractive guy.
You're not appealing enough. You
want to blame this woman because she don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want to blame this woman because she don't like it. Like see, that's and why you think they got such a problem with anything that makes that they feel like gives these women an option to not deal with them. You see what I'm saying? They don't like anything that gives these women an option to not deal with them. Because let's just be real. Some of them just aren't. I know I'm distracted, but it's because I'm looking for something on my computer.
Okay.
A lot of them just don't have no you know, they don't have they don't have what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have they have very little social currency. You see what I'm saying?
Repeat that again. That means they're awkward. Repeat that again.
Yeah, they have very little social currency. You know what I'm saying? You short, so this woman look at you as undersized, and that's all right. Your teeth look like, you know what I'm saying, like you've been chewing on rocks, so you got teeth missing and shit, and you know, you chipped teeth, and you ain't taking, you know what I'm saying, your teeth yellow as hell. You see what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like if you don't love yourself, what woman in her right mind gonna love you?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Besides maybe a nod to a Taz. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that stuff is, you know, a man's appearance is important, and this is why they want to go back to a time where they feel like women had to get with men out of economic necessity. See what I'm saying? Like, if you that's what all it boils down to with these niggas. You know what I mean? Well, my thing is, you don't get to come on here and lie and just try and blame, make all of your shortcomings the fault of black women in the black community and blackness, because black culture is rearward. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing too. Just because you a nerd don't mean you intelligent. All a nerd is a nigga who's all a nerd is a dude. What do you mean errors are resolved? It's always something. Let me see what the fuck. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, all a nerd is a dude who's socially awkward. They be acting like they be calling themselves nerds, trying to make it seem like they some Spider-Man intelligent type dude like Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be stupid as hell, man. Listen to them talk. Just because you a nerd don't mean you smart.
And the funny thing,
like now all of a sudden women don't like intelligence. Stop it.
And think about it, they can't use the Spider-Man analogy because Spider-Man, he got his powers, and you see how he shaped up. He had glasses, all this stuff. The minute he got bit by the spider, what's the difference? See, I tell people many times, you got to understand what separates Peter Parker from Spider-Man. If you look at, if he didn't get bit by the spider, he would look like the same dorky, awkward dude. Glasses, very short, not muscular, very, very awkward. He's afraid to communicate. The minute he got bitten, and I always like the first Spider-Man movie, the actual Spider-Man movie that came out in 2000. That people watch Tubu right now. If you watch how Peter Parker, when he was in high school, before he finished high school, look at him back then and to now before he got bitten. What was the difference? He got popular because he had confidence. Because now his appearance is different. You know, he has a sense of swag. But they missed that boat, Amir. And listen to what I'm saying. Regardless of what intelligence you have, you still have to be social. You have to do many things as a mate, as a male person in this Western Hemisphere, just to attract the woman that you really want. You not get the top tier, but you get some. And if you can't get the lower tier or the women that say they don't want that, then you're really out of the bag. Or I'm trying.
Yeah, like you know, that's the thing. Like in school. Like especially in elementary school and stuff, like I wasn't popular, and you know I didn't get it. Like girls didn't like me. You know what I'm saying, but I remember like once I started hitting puberty and stuff like that, and you know, man, nigga, shit, you know what I'm saying, couldn't keep them off me, player. You know what I mean? I'm talking about when yeah, because you know I used to go to Morris Brown College. Like a lot of people don't know that. I was in college courses, and I think I was a sophomore, right? No, this was in Atlanta. Morris Brown College used to be in Atlanta. This was years ago because I was a sophomore in high school. What's the name of that? I used to go to Booker T. Washington High School, and so I used to have college courses. So on the weekends I would go to these college courses, and nigga, all them girls used to be liking me. All them girls used to be liking me. You know what I mean? Shit, seniors, juniors. You know what I'm saying? And so I've never been like I've never been loud. I've never been boisterous. I was always very reserved. I was very reserved, very observant. You know, of course, smart. And I just used to do my schoolwork and stuff. And all kind of girls used to like me. You had the little nerdy black girls. You had even then you had the herbal tea type of black girls who was like on that Erykah Badu stuff. Then of course you had your little, what you would consider the hood rats and ratchets, and all of them used to like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying all of them. I'm talking about from each one of those subsets of black girls or black women. You see what I'm saying? Some of them, all of them would like me across that spectrum. You see what? So that's how I know niggas be lying. Like, nigga, you just ain't likable. You just not, the women just don't find you attractive. So don't sit up here and lie and try and blame it on it like we just have such this aversion for intelligence. That's what they be trying to say, lying. Like black women, all this nigga smart, I don't like them, like lying. You know what I mean? Stop it, man. And that's like the thing I don't like, because and not only do I not like that because of what it's saying about black women and black people, what it's saying about black women. That's why I told you they be acting like I'm the one who's the misandrous. No, because what you're trying to say is that there is no intelligence in a brother who's from the hood. See, you think intelligence is just middle class and upper class. They say stupid. That's what they really think. If you listen to them talk, that's what they're implying when they say stuff like that. These false constructions of black masculinity. And that is not true. Just because a dude is hood does not preclude the fact that he's intelligent. Does not preclude the fact that he's articulate. It don't mean that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that this is do I think you have some women who just like thug niggas? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But that ain't got nothing to do with the fact that many sisters find intelligent black men who are attractive and who aren't weak and pushovers and a sap, they like them. Niggas just be sitting there lying. You know what I'm saying? And everybody let them go with it. Everybody goes along with it because, you know, they feel like, you know, now it's the black man turn to tear the black woman down. They've been doing it, you know, like that. Like somebody, because, you know, I made that post on Facebook, somebody talking about uplifting black men. And like I said, I don't uplift men who denigrate, who tear down their women in their community. I don't uplift men like that. Fuck them. What the fuck I'm uplifting y'all for? And then, like, and this is something you hear him say, they was talking bad about black men. And I'm like, okay, since when do people get praised for doing a bad job? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you perform poorly, you get criticized. That's how it go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these women was talking bad about you, but you was deserving get talked bad about. Like the women was lying. You know what I'm saying? These women weren't lying on you. And if you heard that white woman talk, they don't like, they think they doing something to repair their image. They're like, this is nothing but another episode in a long history of black male dereliction and being exactly what they are, and you know, proving this white man right. Because see, what white men have always said is, well, we have to be hard on black men because if, you know, they ain't gonna do what they supposed to do as men. That's what they've been saying. And what they prove is they prove this shit right. They prove them right. That's what they're doing. They're proving them right. You know what I'm saying, man? Watch it. I mean, I got a show scheduled for the morning, and I'm going in on their ass because these niggas get on my nerves with their dumb shit. Like, and this is the thing: nobody cares if you want to go overseas and do whatever you're doing. My thing is, okay, number one, why do you have to denigrate your woman while you're doing it? Number two, why do you have to treat it as if it's a zero-sum game, as if you can't do that and still build something for your community and shit like that? They still, man, I don't have time for it, man. And then I'm gonna tell you, in 20 years, when the fallout from this is happening, stuff, you know what these niggas, they're gonna be making up excuses, portraying themselves as the victim, and then they ran us off and put us out, and we had to go run over there to overseas because they put the black man out, and they ran the black man out of the community and out of the country. I'm telling you, watch. And they was calling us snakers, and they was calling us, it's gonna be everything about but black women was doing, acting like these women was just doing that. You see what I'm saying? That's how they gonna paint the narrative. Like, just always, that's why I said always a day late and a dollar short. Mm-hmm. You know, leadership that's hindsight, it always looks effective when it's hindsight. It's easy for you to talk shit from after everything that already happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But while you're in the process and when you're in the throes of it, to actually exercise foresight, to be like, you know what, this ain't gonna be good. 10, 15 years from now, this isn't going to be good. But they derelict. Like they've never had any real responsibility for their community or their women or their children, and let's be honest, or themselves. Mm-hmm. They haven't. That's the legacy of this nigga. Mm-hmm. He's never really had to do anything on his own. Mm-hmm. That's why even when Kenneth was saying that the other night, black men are the only men. That's not true. That is not true. And this is the problem. That's why I tell you, if you let these men talk, it will come out. Because this is what black feminists used to be saying, that there is a blind spot when it comes to black men and his fight against inequality and oppression. Because when you're a group of men seeking equality with the preeminent and dominant men, you have to realize that the white man's position of preeminence in this society is predicated upon the oppression of other groups who aren't black men. Mm-hmm. So, and that's why what you heard me telling Kenneth is, well, what you're actually parroting when you say this stuff is you're parroting white male exceptionalism, where you think that this is just supposed to be for you. But that's not the way civil rights works. That's not the way access to the American apparatus works. And this is the whole purpose of the American experience. It is to make that word in the founding document of the country all. It is about making that all be more inclusive. Because prior to that all was very much subjective. It only meant all wealthy, land owning white men. Mm-hmm. And so this is why we have these amendments to the Constitution. This is why we have these culture wars, because it's about making that all be more inclusive. You see what? So what you hear when you hear Kenneth saying stuff like that, and when you hear BGS and them and Green Gorilla and the rest of them saying stuff like that, what you hear them saying is that because we haven't had black male exceptionalism, we haven't been enfranchised. But you are enfranchised, and that's why I had to tell Kenneth. So you can't, as black men, wasn't asking for preeminence.
No,
That's not what you was asking for. You were asking for equality.
Yeah.
And you were asking for inclusion. And so you got that. You got equality and you got inclusion. The problem is that when they made you equal, they had to make everybody else equal.
Oh.
See, so so that all can't be inclusive of you and white men and then exclusive of everybody else. It doesn't work like that. If they let you in as black men, they gotta let everybody else in. And this is why they feel deprived. And this is why you hear them paralleling and parroting white men in their fucking talking points in their angst. Because the same way that black men feel deprived because of inclusion, white men feel deprived because of inclusion. But think they're ready to leave something. Just because they don't understand what the fuck they be talking about. Niggas just be talking. They think it's only supposed to be for them. But that's not the way it works. What's up, D-Durrell? How you doing, bro?
What's up, Chaos, man?
What's good, man?
Yeah, so I came in the middle. So what the manosphere? We still on the passport stuff?
Before we jump into that, let me give you a recap of what the premise of today's stream. I was talking about Marcus and his wife that they got married for now 3 years and things circling throughout the internet. Even one, I guess, posts or wherever that say he'd been knowing his significant other for over a decade before he tied knot back in 2020, and a lot of people saying that you're a predator, you're a groomer, and all this stuff. You get me? That's one of the things that I covered early in the stream. Now I did hear she is like 20 years younger than him, right? Yes, they're 20 difference. Yes. So 10 years ago, how old was she? That would make her 12 if that was being floating around right now. Is there any proof of that they like? Because if we saying over a decade, that's an adult male with a 12-year-old. Personally, Darrell. See, this the issue I have, man. With there's a lot of stuff that people say without the proper vetting of information. I mean, you can't just be throwing out blatant statements like that of someone doing something without proof. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't entertain something like that without there being, like, say for instance, if we were to say things in regards to R. Kelly, there's documented proof there's definite proof, but I'm just not willing to have those type of discussions if in regards to something as sensitive as that. You know what I'm saying? Without there having to be proof. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like, do I think that a 22-year-old should be married to a 41-year-old? No, I don't. I think that's that he's old enough to be a father, basically. But mm-hmm. In this space, there seems to be a situation where people think that's like a perfect match for an 80-year-old man to be with. I mean, I've had arguments with people in regards to, I think it was a pastor he was like 65, married to an 18-year-old, and she was pregnant. And, I'm just arguing with these Negroes, the fact that he was having sex with her probably. If she's pregnant at 18, that means she probably was having sex before she was 18. So, yeah. But I guess common sense just doesn't, flow well in certain circumstances when it comes to things like this. But, this whole thing about dating younger and dating these women that are pretty much non-compatible to just by proxy of age is just ridiculous, man. Mm-hmm. I really, man, like, when it comes to talking about relationships, you can't have intelligent conversation in this space because people are willing to just ignore common sense, just ignore what's practical just to be right, or just to show that, I have, this statistic that shows this and shows that.
that really doesn't measure this or measure that, but I have to throw a stat or throw this to make myself appear more correct. And I don't have the energy for those kind of arguments anymore, man. It's just useless, man. Like we have to be able to put things into proper perspective when we're talking about the dynamics of the relationship between black men and black women, as far as what is practical, what is impractical, what is logical, illogical, what is reality versus what you think is more ideological, and red pill in itself is ideology, an ideology that is not practical. And the reason why it's not practical is because most men of any group don't practice it. If it was practical, it would permeate throughout society to the point where it is actually cultural. It's not.
and that's what they're trying to make. That's what they're trying to make it be. But this is the thing, and that's what great point what you just said, D. Darrell. And that's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And it's because of, we know what it is, the biological wiring. You see what I'm saying? And just how we've understood the dynamic between men and women. That's a great point what you just said. It's not practical, and the reason why it's not practical is because it's not something that the majority of men practice nor could practice. You see what I'm saying? That's why they think they're gonna be so mainstream. Y'all asses go fringe, and you're going right back there. You're going right back to the fringe.
It's funny you said them about them being mainstream. I'm gonna say that there have been a couple of major things that have actually been a precursor to why they would never go mainstream. The first one is Kevin Samuel. Kevin Samuel never claimed red pill when he went when he was on the cusp of coming mainstream. Matter of fact, when he was on Adam 22's show, he actually called them incels, and nobody and people act like they forgot about that. He actually told Adam 22 for the last 2 to 3 years, I was in a community of incels trying to help them improve their image, and then it didn't work, and I decided to go to the women. And it's like I thought when he stated that, I thought he was gonna get slammed for it, and nobody mentioned that. Nobody mentioned the fact that he called this. Now he didn't say manosphere per se, but we all know.
I knew what he was talking about. Yeah, the implicit meaning.
But you know why, D-Rap? Because let's be honest, as long as he was dealing with the women and going at every night with the women in a way, it was okay.
Yeah, but let me call Charles Faulkner a incel and Mr. C and see what happened. You already witnessed that chaos, and they lost their mind. I mean, I almost had Mr. Z crying because now this brother, how weak he was. This brother actually talked about the last 8 years of his sexual life because I got him, which was pretty much non-existent. I'm like, who does this, man? To prove to me he wasn't an incel. And this was funny, man. But Kevin Samuel to me kind of gave a precursor that if this was something that could be instilled into mainstream society, he would have done it. He chose not to because he knew it wouldn't.
Yeah, and you kind of don't want to have that anchor in that weight around you either. Dragging you down when you're trying to go mainstream. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely see what you're saying.
Do that.
And not only that, D. Darrell, it's the fact that, and this is what has emboldened them and given so many of them false hope, is that you're not going to be able to duplicate that again. That's like catching lightning in a bottle. Right. And so everything had to line up for that to happen the first time. It's going to be much more difficult for anybody to replicate that. Like, even if you want to look at just Pearly Things, now, she has 1 million subscribers, but she doesn't have the same. It's not the same energy behind it. It's not the same passion behind it. You see what I'm saying?
She don't have the eyes. Kevin Samuel had the eyes of people who are A-listers.
Right.
And so what Jess Pearly basically is just a popular YouTuber.
Right.
That's it. There's a difference. And
Yeah.
she doesn't like Kevin Samuel pretty much had changed the almost the algorithm where people from all sectors were saying something about Kevin Samuels per se.
Yeah. Or high value man stuff. Yeah, I mean
that type
yeah.
of stuff. Yeah, so she just doesn't carry that. And you know, so when I look at the fact that Kevin Samuels refused to acknowledge you, the second thing was that when the Passport Brothers situation, which to me has been around for to me, I'm surprised it developed this late, because the Passport Brothers have been doing all kinds of stuff. There has been all types of controversy, even when it coming from like from the walks of Miko Worldwide and others. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always been controversy behind of the Passport Brothers doing all kinds of slimy stuff across seas. It just so happens now that I guess the governments, I would say, like the Brazilian government and these other governments are probably, you know, some of these governments in these countries are somewhat getting complaints, just like the Gambia is not liking they're stopping white women from coming, European women from coming to the Gambia doing the things. It's the same kind of situation with black men. And I guess things have gotten so bad with certain types of things that the governments don't want to deal. They don't want that problem. But look how Austin Holloman, or I think Holman or whatever his name, look how he basically flopped under pressure. I mean, he basically he got interviewed on Foxhole and he flopped.
Yeah,
he admitted to being, just as y'all just talked about, he admitted to being broke. He admitted that the only way he can travel is if he get donations. He has no education. He has no skills. And all he has is a YouTube channel. Now, who wants to date that? Now, let's just look. See, this is what this is what I tried to tell these guys back, years ago, from 1890. Listen, who wants to date a person who has, forget how he look. Let's just look at, like you talked about, productivity, achievement. As women, what woman wants to date a guy who has no, I would say no valuable means of making a living, who has no education, who has no training, no certifications? He has none of that. And you want to complain about at 23 the kind of women you getting? You 5 years removed out of high school and you complain about women? But nothing. But hold on. But this is the caveat.
Yeah.
None of your faults, none of your the successful, unsuccessful experiences that you encountered had nothing to do with you. You were never the problem in any of those situations. It was always everybody else. But you come to the table with nothing. You provide nothing. You produce nothing. You have nothing. And the women saw that. That's why they didn't want to deal with you.
Yeah, and then see, they think the women. Yeah, they think the women are wrong. You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing, D-Darrell, and see, really, like a lot of stuff that's going on in these conversations and you read Pill Spaces and stuff. Really, what it is that modern men are at the mercy of modern women. And the reason why I'm saying that is because now, because of all these egalitarian policies, flattening of the division of labor, a lot of things that men used to could rely on to get them women or to impress women with, women can get that stuff for themselves now. And then even if a brother does have a modicum of success, now the woman is going to be able to compare it against whatever she has going on. So now not only do men no longer have a monopoly on education, on finances, on the economy, on jobs, on economics. And so even when that was the case, it was a very low bar for men to impress women. Now they've had to share that with women. And so if a woman has a credit score of 750 if she has a bank account with 10 racks sitting in it, if she has her own apartment or maybe has her own townhouse or maybe owns her own home, that's a much tougher way for you to go as a man in this society. And then on top of that, she still got the snappy nappy dugout that these niggas will kill themselves over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they feel like women have they feel like women have all the power in terms of this dating shit. But the reason, and it's not that I don't sympathize with men. I can understand the tough spot that many brothers, many men could be in. The thing that I laugh at is how that being the case, even out of this sense of service of their ego and this bravado, they'll try and run game on these women. It's reverse psychology. You see what I'm saying? But go what you about to say?
Yeah, but see, I get the sympathy, but I can't sympathize for your lack of productivity and failure.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, that's true too.
I can't sympathize with the fact that, you know, you chose not to make the decisions and do the things that you need to do to be seen valuable in the dating marketplace.
Yeah.
You can't blame you can't blame. Listen, the game changed just like you just spoke of.
Mm-hmm.
And see, and this is something like, matter of fact, like, and see, and I'm gonna say this, and this is something that I and me talking to a lot of black women, just dealing with this stuff in my profession and just wherever you go when I talk to women about dating and stuff. And I said this, and I say this consistently. Black women have the lowest expectations of what they want out of a man than any other group.
Yep.
From my opinion. Matter of fact,
yeah.
I'm gonna give you two examples. On my dating channel, I just interviewed a lady named Liz and another lady named shit. But I just interviewed two ladies. Okay, they both are entrepreneurial. One has her home health agency. Another lady, she works and does sales and stuff, and she travels a lot. Okay, they both said they both, you know, make well over 100K. When I asked them what was the threshold as it relates to the lowest of what you're willing as far as what a man earns or brings to the table, both women said they're okay with a man that just can pay their own bills.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's
I asked them to put a monetary value, right? They told me they're okay with a man making as low as 50K a year.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
And they were even willing to go lower than that.
Before you continue, are these women in Texas? Where you at? They interview these?
Yes. They one is in Houston, and the other one is in Dallas. And both women,
I do want to unpack that, but I'm not gonna do it on tonight's show. But
so both women, you know, and I do understand, you know, you're looking at region and states, every state, your standard of living and stuff like that. But they were willing to accept somebody that makes half of what they make, you know, and that was not a problem. They were looking at other stuff. And see, this is the issue that I've tried to tell these Negroes, is that when you talk about relationships, you talk about relationships in the manner of what is transactional, what is like rule related, cause and effect. And when you're in a relationship, you take out the stuff that actually really makes a relationship work. Like you actually caring for the damn woman, treating her with respect, you know, doing nice things for her, having feelings, wanting to grow and work in collaboration instead of a subordinate versus supervisor relationship. That's why you're horrible at relationships, because you don't understand how to function in one. So if you don't understand how to function in one, you're going to always encompass negative interaction.
Mm-hmm. Negative outcomes.
Yes, because you think that when you saying dumb stuff like, are you going to, like, you meet a person for the first, and I've had guys say this, they go on a date, they asking the woman, is your hair real? Are you a submissive woman?
Bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
acting like
I hope
it's
they're not really ask some questions. I hope these niggas-
acting like it's a job interview. You know what I'm saying? Trying to interrogate. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna be honest, man. There were guys that actually were serious about that,
Mhm.
and they actually was serious for the fact that they told me, well, what's wrong with asking that? I'm just asking the truth. I said, brother, do you have any type of respect? You don't even know this woman. How you gonna ask somebody to submit to you and do all this shit? They don't even know. They don't even know if they want to date you or not. Long
Mhm.
term.
But you see, my biggest issue, D-Rel, when they ask a question, sitting down and they spending money on the food and all that, and the first thing question I say is that your real hair. Why are you sitting there? If you think your hair was not ready, you wouldn't buy waste time to take her on the fucking date, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's important to say, are you submissive? Why are we see
But
that's when you get messed up when they asking these questions the first off the bat. This is something new to me, bro.
But
Go
see,
ahead.
you never, but see, in you asking questions, the point of asking questions is to spark the conversation where the person is comfortable.
But it has to
Why
be the
are
right
you asking questions that's making somebody
time.
uncomfortable?
That's not asking questions. That's interrogating.
Right.
That's interrogating. That's not even asking questions to get to know this person better or to know him as a person. Like that's interrogating. You see what I'm saying? But this is what I'm talking about. Like they like they're doing that as if they have some type of gravitas to where they have these women in a position to where these women are so desperate that they would really sit up there and subject themselves to that. And I think this is the harm that this red pill dumb shit is doing to these niggas. You see what I'm saying? Because it's stupid to even think like that's gonna make her like she's gonna be like, I had such a great date. You know what I'm saying? That's dumb, man.
It's crazy, man. And I'm like, you're your worst enemy because you have this perspective as if you think women are supposed to do certain things that they don't have to do. They have choices. They have options. If a woman don't like you, they don't like you. And just and this whole idea of because I am a man, I am entitled to certain treatment from women is ludicrous.
It's ludicrous.
It's ludicrous. It doesn't work like that.
That's what I fundamentally disagree with.
Like say for instance, I don't want to name drop, but there's a person with initials AM who constantly feels when he interact with people, particularly women, they are supposed to treat him a certain way.
Yeah, even if it's not his woman. Man, sit your stupid ass down. Like, you know what I'm saying? My wife don't owe you. Like,
wait a minute, dude. Wait a minute. And so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say this again. And this is where I'm like, okay, so we want to talk about, your value and why you feel as a man, you're supposed to get this treatment. So I don't know too many married men, and I know me and you, Amiri, are both married.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel your wife saying she's submitting to other men?
Exactly. Like, my wife don't owe you no femininity, nigga.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Serious?
Mm-hmm. Oh, guys, 1 second. Lena, you there? Kimmy, Lena?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, you good. Okay. Oh, before we continue, please, guys, like the stream. It's like the like button is free. Oh, and I'd like to thank Lena for the contribution to the channel. I forgot to put the donation tab in the chat room. Like always, I stream and I forget about it. But thank you for your donations. I appreciate it, Lena.
What real man of value is going to be okay with his wife saying she's submitting to just any random man just because he feel he deserve it? And this whole thing about and what I've seen, particularly with like groups like SYSBM, Passport Brothers, as they try to give this inflated sense of femininity from these women from across seas and how it's ingrained in their culture, and that's just not true. That shit is just not true. There's levels to that. And these cultures in some of these countries is not a monolith. You're not going to. Every woman there is not going to just be this free, soft, feminine, fun, and whatever goes type of situation. That's just not the reality. And they selling these guys fools go to think that. And now we're seeing people getting hemmed up. They're getting killed. They're getting robbed. You know, all
Mhm.
these dangers and stuff, man. This stuff
Oh,
is
even worse. One getting stranded, don't even got enough money to pay for it to get back home.
right. And look at this. Remember this. I don't know if y'all remembered when Charles Tyler died. Charles Tyler stayed in Brazil, but he didn't even have enough money to bury himself.
Wow.
I don't even know who that is, D. Durrell.
But
Charles
you
Tyler.
don't know Charles Tyler?
Now, who is that?
Oh man.
I tell you, I don't be watching these red. You know, I don't be knowing.
Amiri. If type in whenever you get a chance, you can do your homework.
Okay.
Charles Tyler is the reason. Charles Tyler is the reason Passport Brothers are where they at today.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, Charles
I thought it was Austin Holloman. You see what I'm saying?
No.
Man,
He's
Charles Tyler is the reason why 90% of men right now go to Brazil.
Wow.
Okay. So he must have been had his start then, right?
Man, Charles Tyler had a channel like that goes back maybe 8-9 years, but he died, I think, in I want to say 2008, 19 or 20. I want to say 19 he passed away. Maybe 18 or 19 he passed away. But Charles Tyler died with nothing, and Negroes had to do a GoFundMe account so he can be buried. Matter of fact, his body stayed in Brazil for at least 2 weeks or more before it even came to the United States because of that. They didn't even have the money to ship his body back to the States.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how you traveling? And even Austin Holloman, whatever his name, Austin saying he didn't even have money. Like if he didn't have YouTube donations, he couldn't afford to travel.
But my biggest issue, D. Durrell, and I covered the traveling bros for some time now, and I go back and forth dealing with the content with that. My thing is this, especially with the young dude, Mr. Holloman, right? That say you a barber, you say you made 6 figures, and I talked to one dude that said that he verifies, right, that it's possible, right? That's saying if you made as much money, you think you'll leave what you're doing to come travel and still beg people money for your expenses. You should have all your ducks in a row already. The donation should be after you got yourself situated, just so you could plan out your travel for at least a whole year or two, especially making more than if you're making 6 figures consistently for the last few years, like he said he was doing in his little barber shit, right? But
right.
Find out that if you said, but you chat, and then even go as far as say, I'm making a donation tab, and y'all guys contribute so I could do more, expand what I'm doing. It tells me you didn't got your shit in order from the start, including one dude that they were playing some videos right now, how he's stuck in certain parts of the Dominican Republic, and he's begging people to cash app and give him like $100 so he's able to pay for his ticket back.
That's crazy.
This is
That's crazy, man.
This is unacceptable. You're traveling and you not even have enough money, so if any emergency, you're able to come back home with no problem. What are these dudes thinking, man? You're that willing to leave America just to go to another country for a reason, and to do what, and not even be able to get back home.
That's crazy.
They don't understand.
But then you're on the other panel. Hello, Lena. What's he doing? Hello.
I'm sorry. If they don't understand, if you broke in the States, you're going to be broke in those countries. Brokenness is going to travel with you. I don't understand why they didn't understand that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wherever you are financially in America, because the dollar goes further outside America, that makes you secure outside America. Especially if you made most of your money up here in America. And depending how you make your money, you should not be. If you're going to travel, it should be a vacation.
If you don't have money, you should not be traveling. Period. If you can't afford to travel, you should not be traveling.
That's evident. It's evident. If you don't got money like that, you should not even travel. I'm not saying you can't have vacation, but when you don't got like that, you should not be.
Man, and if you fly in Spirit, you definitely that's everything you need to know. And it's not because I want to, but it's because Spirit is one of the is one of the few airlines that hasn't had a crash, which means they're due for one. You know what I'm saying? It means they're due for one. You know what I'm saying? The prices ain't cheap. It ain't cheap for no reason. And this is what I'm talking about. And so listen, this is kind of like going back to what you were saying, D. Where you said you don't sympathize with people who are not doing what they're supposed to do. And I really do agree with that, because this is what you're seeing, what you was talking about. These guys aren't doing any of the work to make sure that they'll be that it'll be greater for them later. They want to do this dumb shit as if it's, you see what I'm saying? Like they're so entitled, like Austin Holloman. I was watching porn for 6 years old. I've been desiring these Brazilian women, like this dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? And so when in 10 years and your black asses ain't got shit going, that's gonna be your fault. I don't want to hear nothing about this white man. I don't want to hear nothing about no black matriarch and none of this other bullshit. See, what they don't get is how this is nothing but another episode in a long history of black male dereliction.
Right.
Period. That's crazy, all it is. That's all it is.
To me, the guy just sounded so immature and so like, dude, we could tell you sound every bit of 23. just like, dude, you have a lack of foresight on things. For you to be sitting there stuck in, you basically dependent. Look, I get it. YouTube is a hustle. You can make your money on YouTube. You're making money. I'm not trying to take coins from anybody. But if you dependent on YouTube coins to travel, you in bad shape. I'm just saying it, like, if you dependent on YouTube money, like basically you going live in order to assure that you can eat today, that's a problem. Like, this dude literally said, I don't have that much money. Is I'm really basically saying I'm unemployed without a job. This is my job. That's really what he was really saying, but he didn't want to say that. You know? And I'm like, with all the opportunities that this country affords you to make money, even make money remotely, it is no excuse not to have some type of job or some type of, be in some type of industry where you can make money and do the things you want to do. It's just no excuse. It's just laziness. So it was just comical. And so I don't know. Have you all heard from the other like Passport brothers who are like basically putting him on a pedestal at this point? Have y'all seen any of their channels?
I'll say this. Some of the Passport bros that are doing it and doing what they say they're doing, they're using these few brothers as a what not to do. Like the dude that's stuck in certain parts of the Dominican Republic, they're using that as an example. I'm not going to talk much about Austin because they, push this young dude because he's a young dude doing it and I guess making it work, I guess. But my thing is this, that, he's out there just having fun, screwing, banging a lot of, non-black women, and it is what it is. I mean, and regardless, if that's the premise, that's the message they want to push instead of something more progressive, I mean, they have at it, D-Darrell. I don't see the big gripes about it. To a lot of brothers say, I'm leaving America because of, black women, and I'm just going to go over there and then just sleep around and maybe find a different life outside America.
But see, this is the thing. You don't hear any Passport brothers talking about getting married. Where are the successful long-term relationships in marriage?
Man, listen, bro. Marriage in here is already rough already. You think they're gonna marry anybody outside? And don't get me wrong, there may one or two might got married, but overall, most dudes that travel today, they're traveling just to get access for cheap coochie.
No, but they claim, but see, my position, if you're traveling just to have sex, that is like the dumbest thing you can get access in the United States. If you that desperate that you got to go travel thousands of miles,
they got to pay for it, but
and you still you can pay for it wherever. If you can pay for it there, you can pay for it here.
But you know why they can't pay for it? Because it's a little bit more pricey up here. They said I want to pay $20.
But see, this is the thing. It all boils down to, we cannot escape the economics behind it.
You can never.
It all goes back to economics.
It's the economy, stupid.
Yeah, it comes back to economics and the fact that they feel like they can ball out because the dollar probably worth 2, 3, 4 times as much in these cities. And even with that, they still going broke. So, I mean, you can't escape the economics.
What you want to say, Lena?
My biggest problem is with the passport bros is they have so much hatred and animosity towards Black women and the community, and they fail to see that. They make it seem like dating is the biggest problem in our community, and isn't. We have like terrible job numbers, unemployment numbers are high, especially among Black men. And the literacy report came out last week. They said only 10% of Black males are able to read at the 8th grade level in adulthood. Another thing, I'm not trying to.
If you can't get, no, it's less than if it's a 3rd grade read. And mind you, listen to me good, Lena. Most of your news articles, from physical paper to blogs, are written on a 6th grade reading level.
That's true.
If you're not getting past the 3rd grade reading level, I don't know where they get this 8th grade. That's a slap in the face, because most things that's written today is around 6th grade read level on the average, mostly all of them. So if you can get past that, you'll be able to read everything. And most of them said 10%. That means most of them are not even getting past 6th grade reading level.
Oh,
these are grade levels, and they said that the 3rd grade is the pinnacle of where you're gonna stand and how far you gonna go.
Right.
Remember, if you remember DDR, not that the Omar mentions, but in general,
it's a critical year.
The critical year. And what age that is? 3rd grade on average, 7 to 8 years old.
Right.
So before you even touch 10 years old or wherever around that range, that's where it's crucial. So go ahead.
And then what I don't understand, I'm not trying to like drag Black men. I'm just saying this is a community. I feel like it's an L. Like I feel like it's a reflection of this education system that they receive. Education is poor. Poor, not at this standards that everyone else is at in the Black community. So I feel I don't mind taking an L as a parent. Not me personally. But, as women, there's something that has to be done where we can intervene and increase Black males. And probably, I didn't see women's, but I wouldn't be surprised if ours isn't, lower than the average. It might not be as bad or severe, but it's something that has to be done.
That could be done. It's very simple things that could be done, but it'll never happen.
But this is my thing, real quick on that, and I'm probably going to be, this is going to come off as probably crass and crude. But my thing at this point, my thing is, why the fuck should Black women? This is my thing, and I know that sounds rough to say, but you can't save a person who has no interest on being saved. See, we be talking about you can't say, don't want to be saved, can't save her. Listen, we know what our issues are as Black men. And what we're seeing from modern contemporary men, Black men, and particularly in this space with the red pill movement, is that they don't give a damn about any of that. They don't.
Yeah.
They what they care about is just having their way and only being over Black women. That's all it is. They don't care about any of their issues. They don't care about the fact that we have the highest mortality rate. They don't care about the fact that we have the lowest life expectancy. They don't care about the fact that many of us suffer from double-digit unemployment. They don't care about the fact that, like I said, many of them can't fucking read. All they want to talk about is how they feel that they're entitled. It's going back to what I was talking about when I was talking about the whole thing with white male exceptionalism and how this is what they parrot. This is the parallel that they're running on, the parallel train of thought that they're running on. This entitlement. You see what I'm saying? And so at this point, what incentive do Black women have to do that for Black men? When everything in our social discourse in modern time on social media indicates that if these men do get any modicum of upward social mobility, they're going to use it to denigrate and shit on those same Black women who helped their Black asses make something out of themselves. This is what we see. And so at this point, what I'm saying is, it's time to let these men be men, or sink. And no more man, no more. See, and this is the thing, and you cannot coddle men into greatness. This is the problem. You cannot coddle men into greatness, man. And I'm not even, I don't want to say this about the youth, because but I'm just talking about in terms of these niggas. You see what I'm saying? All this talk, what you're talking about, we want to lead and we got to save these women. Motherfucker, you got to say, you can't even save yourself.
Yeah.
I be hearing them say this, like, we got to save these women. You can't even save your fucking self. The majority of you, you can talk that big willy shit on. I know the majority of you niggas cannot read. 50% of you are functionally illiterate. So if you can read, you can't even comprehend and process what the fuck you read. You see what I'm saying? All this big willy talk, and I'm a high value man, and all this dumb shit. And I know that the majority of your ass is making $40,000 a year. You have yet to reach income parity with that white man. You get, for every dollar he gets, you get 75 cents, 73 cents, and totally fine with it. You see what I'm saying? And if black women keep, and if black women keep running behind them, constantly picking up. And saving them and all this old bullshit, then they'll never be forced to stand on their own 2 feet, man. That's a responsibility of men. So if we're going to have a conversation about helping the illiteracy rates of black boys, that needs to be a conversation with black men. I don't want black women involved in that. These niggas it's time for them to put some skin in the game. All this flim flamming and talking and lying and obfuscating and telling half truths, all in service for their fucking ego. You see what I'm saying? Then they sit up there wondering why Kevin Samuels' little reign on the top was shorter than the legs on a leprechaun. It's because you always minoring in the major and majoring in the minor. So are you sitting up there as judge, jury, and executioner, your blood pressure sky fucking high, asking these women what their dress size is? Then you're sitting up there being an old, dirty, nasty nigga, which, if you want to do that, that's the thing. But you're taking Viagra, then you're drinking Red Bull, then you're taking goddamn antihistamines, then you're taking fucking it's high blood pressure medicine. By talking all this big willy shit with your dentures that people didn't even know you had, Kevin. But I know you had dentures, brother. But want to tear these women down.
Just me. I thought he had dentures too. It looked like his face is sunken in at the top a little bit.
He had dentures.
No, if you see how he smiled originally,
he had partials. He had partials. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, at a certain point, I don't want to hear all this talking about we want to lead. You know what I'm saying? What are we going to do? That's something that black men need to be doing. You see what I'm saying? That's something that we need to be doing for ourselves. That's the thing, man. That's what I tell you. Like, if we want to talk, as far as I'm concerned, the accountability system at this point is being too coddling, and like what D. Durrell is saying, having these low standards for these niggas. Look at Taz. This nigga ain't got no teeth. He's a urban troglodyte.
You know what I'm saying? But this girl going around trying to criticize men way more successful.
Exactly. And go Taz, and he could go and Taz.
You see what I'm saying? Do you realize what you have? And you're trying to compare him to like we're inspiring to be like him. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Oh man.
You don't think Taz is reformed a little bit? Like, I think he reformed. Like, I mean, he did prison time.
From what?
He came. He used to be like a real Pookie in Ray Ray, but he came out of prison.
He never stopped being a Pookie.
Before he continues,
man, that nigga's still a Pookie, man.
He's still a Pookie.
Guys. And much times I don't want to hear about these other content creators personally. I'm trying to go past these.
Yeah. You don't really want to be saying their names on here and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know that, but I'm beyond because
bald mouth ass.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like he at least tried. I don't
tried what?
But Lena, you got to be honest.
That's that. D. Durrell. That's that maternal instinct. I'm telling you, that's that. They be wanting to
see. This is what we got to ask, and see. This is what I talk to people like this. What has Taz done in his life that we have proof of that he has reformed and turned his life around? and having a YouTube channel isn't it. So
Yeah, YouTube
please
channel's not it, yeah.
please let me know so I can measure that.
Well, he isn't a repeat offender.
He's what?
He hasn't returned back to prison. He has I know he does like one of his big things is like fighting the pedophile. I think that's a good noble thing. But I'm a digress and like stay on this topic because I don't want to derail the conversation from. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to derail the conversation and take over Chaos show. I'm sorry, Chaos.
No, because my thing is this is highly related to me the topic itself, because it speaks to black male failure that can be seen as it's being minimized. Like
yeah, exactly.
You got to start thinking about. I'm gonna say this this is an issue within the black community when we start to use the fact that you didn't repeat as a offender as a measurement of success. We doomed. But we wasn't supposed to be an offender in the first place.
But my thing, Lena, and you're in your rightful place to really, so like any contrary regards that they have like a demeanor, deep voice and all stuff, and I get it. But overall, as men up here, we have to ask the real deep question. And we gotta go beyond YouTube, because YouTube is just another media. And a lot of people, if we were not successful in even this small platform outside the real world, where I could take that and sell it anywhere else? Answer is nowhere. You get me? I remember when Ramil did content on the dude. Since we're having this conversation, I don't want to have this conversation because I try to leave because I don't want to get more attention to this. But since we have this conversation, he asked the serious question, what skills you have? And he asked, and now, when I think about even the times when he was in the space and no one really asked that, and people ask him, he has to be honest with himself, and he'll be giving not really much at all. The only thing he has for going for is his media. So imagine if Lousy had his media, allows us to be doing the same thing we've been doing for a long time. And like you said, if that's the only thing of him or think that is an accomplishment, that tells you he will be back in the streets like most niggas. And that's just the honest truth.
I want to say something, I just don't want to go in, but again, I'm gonna say that. See, this is a problem, man, and you wonder why this man. Listen, man, like this is funny to me that we got to even have this conversation.
I mean, I don't want to have this conversation because it's pointless at this point.
No, but I totally understand where a person like D. Durrell is coming from. Let's just be real. Like with D. Durrell's pedigree and his education and everything, he should be the guru, like on relationships and shit like that. He should be the guru. Yeah, so I understand what he's saying. Like if you have a person like D. Durrell who's obviously put in the work to make something of himself, hit the books, made the right decisions, when we want to be tolerable of the Tazes and these old sorry ass men, it cheapens what he's done. And we do have that bad in the black community. We have this prodigal son complex. If y'all remember that story about the prodigal son, remember when the son went in was
Jesus told. Religion. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, he went to be, the son didn't want to do what his father wanted him to do, so he went to go do his own thing and be derelict and bullshit and fuck around. And so, then when he hit rock bottom, man, what am I doing? Let me go back to my father's house. And then when he went back to the father's house, now that the father throwing a big festival and applaud him and stuff like that, but the son who stayed felt some type of way, and rightfully fucking so.
Facts.
because he never veered off the path. And black people have this shit bad where we love that prodigal son bullshit. This, I keep telling y'all, this is why they look down on Martin Luther King, but they love Malcolm X, because Malcolm X is what you would consider the prodigal son. He went out there, was Detroit Red, pimping and hoeing and whatever he was doing in the street, the street hustler. Then he got reformed after he went to prison. Now he come back and gonna lead his people.
And
see what I'm saying?
This also speaks to the fact that it's something psychologically wrong within the black community where we feel that we have to be flawed. We have to have an obvious, severe flaw to be accepted, as if that's a part of blackness. Like blackness has to be connected to some type of
damage,
of immorality in a sense. Like you have to have done something, and you don't have that experience unless you went to prison. They treated you wrong. The system did this. But if you kept your nose clean, you made the right decisions. We just gonna overlook that, but we gonna congratulate and just you survived through the storm, but you created the storm you had to survive in,
right?
The shit is crazy.
It's
man.
It's a backwards dynamic that you're talking about, Dieter. That's why I said I can understand a person's like you, your frustration with it, because for all intents and purposes, in any community, you would be high value and high status and would command a certain level of respect. We do have this type of this inversion and this cultural bias as it relates to success. Like especially coming from, when you're talking about a black man being successful, coming from what we would consider doing it the straight and narrow way, we're automatically suspicious of that. So I used to get on these old street dudes and all this shit hard, because they'll try and say like D Darrell is the sellout, but this nigga over here who been terrorizing the community for 15 years and selling dope and pimping women and beating and shooting and killing niggas, now he done reformed himself. Now he the leader. This nigga he the leader.
He the real one.
Yeah, so we do have. That's why I say, like, there is some merit to some of the stuff you be hearing these dudes talk about when they talk about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Where we act like the authentic black experience is to be damaged and to be fucked up and to go out there and do stupid shit and then figure it out and get yourself together and then come back. Now you're gonna lead your people.
Fact.
You see what I'm saying? I've always rejected that, and that's why. You see what I'm saying? And that, like I was saying, that's why you see them have this affinity for Malcolm X, but they'll denigrate Martin Luther King as if Martin Luther King was Boule and he was working with the Rothschild. Like, it's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When Martin Luther King was like as J. Edgar Hoover put it, the most effective Negro leader. The most effective. Put that in like that. Like even Charleston. Wait, real quick, yeah. Even Charleston White, because he's sitting there talking about they killed Dr. King because he woke up. Man, them people killed Dr. Martin Luther King exactly as what I'm talking about. When J. Edgar Hoover said he's the most effective Negro leader, what made Martin Luther King a threat on another level beside Malcolm X was that Martin Luther King could persuade the masses, not just black people.
There you go.
Facts.
And he began talking about foreign policy. Yeah. All this old dumb shit these niggas be trying to say within their zeitgeist. If you go and you understand the history, the person who really deviated from their previous position was Malcolm fucking X. After he went on his trip to Mecca and realized that Elijah Muhammad was running the flim flam game and had no intention on doing none of that stuff he was talking about. That ain't me saying that. You go look it up on YouTube. That's what Malcolm X said out his own mouth when they was interviewing. Mm-hmm. So this is a pro-black zeitgeist. I call it. It's a pro-black zeitgeist.
And I'm just curious, Coach Jira, I'm just curious, what was your background? Are you a life coach or a relationship coach?
Let her know what it is. You're dealing with a real academic right there, Lena. Go ahead, Deidre.
I'm just asking.
Give her your resume.
Or challenge. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I see you on the show quite often. I'm sorry. Continue.
I am a licensed clinical psychotherapist. I have owned. I've been in business for myself for over 16 years. I have clinics in Dallas, I have clinics in Houston and in the Galveston area. I, on YouTube, did create a dating coach channel recently. It's been going on for about 4 to 5 months. But I am a therapist. I've been providing therapy in the Black community in the Houston area, in the state of Texas, period, for for the last 16 years. I've been working in mental health for 20 years. And I actually, when we talk about stuff in regards to, kids and reading and things like that, I began my career working with poor Black families, particularly in Louisiana, because that's where I'm originally from, before I moved to Texas. So I have a lot of experience working in the community. As far as working in our community, keeping families together, dealing with kids who have behavioral problems, whether it's, Black females, Black boys, dealing with, all the things that encompasses with suspensions, testing, ADHD, behavioral disorders, medications, and all that different stuff like that. That's pretty much my background in itself. As my career moved further along, I started going more into the family itself, as far as dealing with Black relationships, Black marriages, things of that sort. So I pretty much deal with the Black community from a holistic standpoint in all areas. Now, I do cover a lot of other things for as mental health wise, but I do have a portion of my business that is specifically tailored towards the Black family.
And there you go. Don't get no realer than that in terms of resume and expertise, and actually talking about this, this stuff with. Because I tell people, I'm not no relationship guru or no relationship coach. I'm just I'm an intellectual. I analyze stuff from an intellectual perspective that just deals with culture and society. So I'm not no relationship guru or no coach. That's why you ain't never seen me talking about I'm a life coach. If you notice, and that's how this stuff on like social media and YouTube, it's all a grift. Because you'll see, this is something I see, you got, it might be a fitness content creator. Now all of a sudden they doing life coaching too. You see what I'm saying? They didn't want to talk about relationships, and now they want to talk they want to talk about, spirituality. But wait a minute, I thought you was a fucking health and fitness model. How now all of a sudden you have the answers to life's most pressing questions? You see what I'm saying? It's a grift, man. It's just people trying to just make content. And what I'm saying is I could understand that if you didn't have real legitimate professionals, people who have trained and went to school for this and have an experienced perspective from actually doing it with a actual quantifiable resume and success rate, that people will overlook and act like they just fucked up and they don't know what they're talking about. I'm saying, I be like, man, this shit is crazy and wild, man. Think about it. You had a nigga on here called Taz the Teacher. And they listen. And that shit is wild, man.
There were people that used, when they had the little network thing, and when I would talk about certain topics that kind of ran parallel to what they were saying, as far as not necessarily the information, there would be people that would come and troll my channel and tell me I should be debating them. And I'm like, debate them for what? What they not even in a real life situation. Nobody is listening to you. And I don't debate people that's not equal to me when it comes to stuff like this. You reading a book is not equal to me practicing this in real life.
Right.
For years. There's no compare. People were talking about, they're talking about, I remember somebody said something about, well, you should debate so-and-so on pathology. And I'm like, for what? I said, there's nobody. I'm gonna say this. There's probably a handful of people on YouTube. I'm talking global YouTube that can debate me on Black pathology. Period. I'm talking experience, education, just the work that I have done in the community, and I'm talking about stuff I did for free. Not even getting paid, Matter of fact, I just completed an assessment, 4-hour assessment for a little kid for free, just so he could get the accommodations that he needs for school.
and, and
other different programs that he can qualify for. So it's deeper than just doing an 8-minute or video or a 2-hour live stream and you quoting an article that says some stuff and you think you're an expert. It's a lot deeper than that. But the reason why I decided to do the dating coach thing is really because people asked me to do it. I didn't even want to do it. They were like, we want to hear something. I said, okay, I'll do it. But I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, you gotta support it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And they not supporting it at the level that I'm. To be honest, I actually like doing it because I like to do something that runs and contrasts to what others are doing and saying, and you can see a difference in what I'm doing versus what other people are doing. Because see, when you doing like a lot of these dating coaches, particularly the male dating coaches, they're going off of mere anecdotal experience, which is fine to a certain extent. But when you start giving finite ways of doing things, like this is 5 ways that she'll date you, or 3 ways, this is 3 things you'll do and she'll go out with you again. That's not how dating works. You know, that's just not how it works. You know, you got to deal with the fact that, you know, people have certain behaviors, certain value system, what they've observed other people doing. All of those things affect how somebody approaches dating. So that's kind of the perspective that I teach, because I come from the perspective of I want people to be in productive relationships that can lead to a long-term relationship and potentially marriage. That's where I'm coming from. You know, I'm about repairing the black family. That's really what really boils down to. So that's kind of my, you know, way of looking at things. But Lena, you can check me out and tell me what you think.
Yeah, Lena, you're gonna have to probably check him out. You know what I'm saying, Lena? But other than that, any closing remarks? Yes.
Oh, I mean, nah, yeah, you know, make Black America great again. Shit.
Hey man, appreciate it, Chaos. Definitely love it, man. Watch From the Clouds a lot.
Can you please hit me up tomorrow, D-Rod? I did want to ask you something. Wait. Someone said something in the chat room. Hold on, let me check. I'm not sure who that is. The guy that's posting. But
it's somebody snoring.
Yeah. The line's muted, so it doesn't really matter because people will give their closing statements. But thank you, just as a regular guy. If you're new to the channel, please, you know, thank you. Yeah. So
yeah, I'll hit you up tomorrow.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
All right, player.
Yeah, Lena. I don't know if you have any closing remarks. Let me see. You have any closing remarks, Lena?
No, I'm closing remarks. Just said it was an excellent show.
Well, to give you a quick recap, the early part of this broadcast was dealing with Marcus Houston and his wife in regards to something that was buzzing about. He knew her and they've been together for over a decade, and you know, people were giving pushback to that. That was the one thing that I covered earlier today. And the last thing in regards to the ASAP and Rihanna, which I didn't talk too much, but just to bring clarity and context that, you know, ASAP Rocky has a pretty much a really rugged past, criminal past, which he still has not really reformed himself, because I covered this last year. So in regards to the pictures, where they talk about, you know, the Vogue pictures, that is a woman's magazine. And if most dudes don't understand it, women run that magazine. And the word on the street is Rihanna wanted Push to have him on there. So it's not like on their merit that they didn't want to include him in that. They really didn't want to include him in that. So my thoughts overall in the regards of the picture, I didn't really give a crap about, you know, because at the end of the day, it's two couples. They're dealing with their relationship as is, and we hoping for the best. Now, I remember if the comment section, because I'm reading out this enough, Rihanna was involved with a billionaire era before A$AP Rocky, and it didn't work out. And it shouldn't work out because, as you know, how Rihanna moves, she don't want to be in control. If you listen to her music, it speaks for itself. She tells it in the message in her music. Now, she probably had her fun with a bunch of dudes, you know, because, you know, she's a woman, just like some dudes. You know, she got money, she do what she want. But when it's time to really have her children, she know who she wanted. have a baby. It's that simple. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that, Lena. You know,
I agree with it to a certain extent. I
Yeah.
really felt like she was more I don't want to use the word submissive, but
Mhm.
I really feel like she likes a guy that's more up underneath her, like a shadow type. And like
Mhm.
pay attention, lovey dovey. She seems that type. And that's why I never worked with Chris Brown or anything one like that. Because I can see her being, wanting a relationship and loving, and I don't see her as so like mean or whatever. But I think ASAP Rocky was really smitten by her, like overwhelmed. Like, oh, she's so beautiful. I'm so lucky to have her. Whereas Chris Brown and Drake was like, oh yeah, okay, you're just Rihanna.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
And
think
remember,
that.
A$AP Rocky is in the same business as her, you know.
Yeah, I know. He's
So
like a star, but he's not. He's more starstruck and more like, oh my God, it's her. As far as Drake and Chris Brown, her previous lovers, she was, they really weren't, they were cheating. He was with Serena, he was with other um entertainers and sports people, and so was Chris Brown. Chris Brown was cheating on her too. Had a baby on her. He was trying to get back with her. He ended up getting someone pregnant, and that's why
Mhm.
they didn't get back together. So I really feel that ASAP Rocky got rid of all his girl, made her his main and only concern, and I think that's what she liked about him. Because she makes a comment about that. She says, "My mom or somebody say, always find a man that likes you more than you like him," or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think that's why she likes ASAP Rocky the way she does.
And yeah, to keep in mind, A$AP Rocky is same neck of woods where she's from, because his family members' background, they are Barbadian, Bayesian as well. People don't know that. You get me? So she really falls in line to her Bayesian culture a bit. That's why they kind of gel a bit, you know. So there's nothing really unscathed between the two of them. They're like, they're rocking right now, and we hoping for the best. You get me? That's why you see a lot of dudes, way how they think if you feel about it. I mean, they'll say some things, in regards to who should lead and all this nonsense. But let's be honest. If your relationship's not anything of substance, and personally, I mean, you don't have no skin in the game talking about everybody else's relationship, in my opinion. I mean, I really don't care much, as long as they're doing and they have something of healthy, and it looks like it's, functional. All powers to them. I don't expect perfection. People think about like perfection nowadays, but I don't. Anywho, thank you, Lena, for coming up. Hope to see you again soon in the future stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and thank you for the contribution. I appreciate it. Say again. Can you break up? Say it one more time.
Oh, I'm sorry. You will look forward to your next stream, your next live, and good night.
All right, good night. Take care. And to everybody else, thank you for listening to today's stream. As you know, I put the links to where to follow me. You can follow me on Rumble. You can follow me, add me as a friend on Facebook, and also follow me on Twitter at ChaosReign7, and join the Discord service of the Chaos Reign channel. Those links are there. I might start putting them in the description of this video, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see. Other than that, thank you for listening to today's stream. I mean, a lot was said here. You can go back to replay of the early parts of the stream on my take on the first picture on the left, Marcus Houston and Miss Dickens, and picture on the right, A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. You be the judge. Looking forward to hearing from you from the comment section of this one. So don't be shy. And also, leave a comment and leave a like as well. That's pretty much it. Until next time, like always. And where is it? And like always, let it chaos reign.